Every civilization leaves behind a heritage. Every generation decides whether to preserve it or lose it. Today, technology has given our generation a new responsibility to protect our shared heritage by connecting people, not just our devices. Good morning, I'm Fatima, a student from India, and today I stand before you to share my vision of a South Asia where culture and technology both can grow together to build understanding, trust, and peace. If I were the president of my country, my homeland, my first speech wouldn't be about the economy, it wouldn't be about the elections, it wouldn't even be about the borders, it would be about the people. Because before nation can trust each other, the people must know each other. Today, a teenager in India can watch traditional dance from Sri Lanka in seconds. A student in Nepal can learn coding from Bhutan. Technology has connected our devices, but has it connected our hearts? That is the real question. South Asia is home to nearly 2 billion people. We speak different languages, we celebrate different festivals, and we pray in different ways. Yet, if you look closely, our stories sound familiar. Our grandparents tell similar folk tales. Our kitchen has the same spices. Our songs, our stories carry the same emotions. Our history, our struggles, and our hopes are deeply connected. We call it shared heritage. But heritage isn't something that only belongs in museums. It is something that we choose to carry forward. Imagine one digital platform where every young person in South Asia could share one piece of their culture. A student from Maldives could teach us how to protect our oceans. A young filmmaker from Afghanistan could tell stories that textbooks never mentioned. A classical dancer from India could teach Bharatanatyam to students across borders. People often say technology is changing the world. I disagree. Technology is only a tool. It is people who change the world. Like a phone can spread hatred in 1 minute. The same phone can spread hope in 1 minute. Artificial intelligence can generate information, but only human intelligence can create understanding. So, our biggest challenge is not to build smart machines. It is to become wiser human beings. As young people, we are often told that you are the future. But why should we wait for the future? Why can't we be the generation that starts today? There was a time when distance separated us, but today, distance is no longer the problem. Silence is. We scroll past each other's lives every single day. But instead of simply watching each other, what if we started learning from one another? That is the South Asia I dream of. Not a South Asia where technology replaces culture, but a South Asia where technology protects culture. Not a South Asia where young people inherit old conflicts, but a South Asia where they create new friendships. Not a South Asia only by cables and satellites, but a South Asia by curiosity, by hope, and by respect. The future of South Asia will not only be built by presidents, prime ministers, or by policymakers. It will also be built by students, by teachers, by artists, by innovators, by entrepreneurs, and by every young person who chooses understanding over misunderstandings. So, if I were the president of my country, my first message would not be look at how powerful we are. It would be look at how powerful we can become when we grow together. Because digital stages can connect our screens, shared heritage can connect our hearts, and when hearts are connected, peace is no longer just a dream, it becomes our future. Thank you.